Scotty doesn't know that Fiona and me do it in my van every Sunday. Hello, and welcome to the next exciting episode of Matt and Todd Go to the Movies, Quarantine Edition, the podcast where Matt and Todd watch a Netflix Top 100 movie on a Netflix Top 100 list, and then we bring our thoughts to you, the listeners, and we rate it, and everyone hopefully has a great time. My name is Todd Domer.
And I'm Matt Malloy, and yes, we are back with another quarantine edition of Matt and Todd Go to the Movies. Although that could be changing soon.
Uh-oh.
Very soon.
Uh-oh.
Yes, theaters are open, and I'm going to out you, Todd. Todd has been to a movie theater
Yes.
and reports that all masks are on, and we may be good for some viewing of movies in the theater very soon.
Yeah, I will not say what I saw, just to keep everyone guessing. But there were a couple reasons why things felt pretty safe to me. One, I felt every employee, person who worked there, and most people who I saw in the theater were wearing their masks correctly, and everything was good. Signs were labeled everywhere on what you should be doing, what you shouldn't be doing. I didn't get like a sneak peek at them cleaning the theater because I would like to see that, but I don't think you're ever going to get that. But for now, I guess because everyone's in this thought of kinda, or at least maybe in the Columbia area, people are scared to go back to the movie. I mean, it was a Saturday night and it was a 8:30 showing, and there was only 5 people in the theater. So even if the 5 people were not wearing their masks, I was sitting so far away from them that it wouldn't care to me. It wouldn't matter to me. But there are signs everywhere saying if they catch you without a mask, they will ask you to leave. So,
Ooh, take that,
yeah.
mask flouters.
Yeah, it was tricky drinking my drink and wearing my mask, but you got to adapt and learn. That's what makes us human, right?
It's true. You should get one of those masks with the straw hole in it. Be all set.
Doesn't that kind of defeat the purpose of a mask?
Well, yes, but it has a
I mean,
flap that can come down.
I like where your head's at. Almost like a complete reverse onesie with the old butt flap, but
Yes,
instead it's around your
so,
mouth.
somewhat similar to that. Oh dear. Yes,
Nice.
reverse onesie.
Uh,
Well, so yeah, we may be providing some uh, first run movie podcast goodness that we saw in a theater that's not the drive.
mm-hmm.
So be on the lookout, keep listening. But today we're going to talk about a very special movie. All movies really are very special to us,
I didn't
Matt and
know if it
Todd.
was like really special to you for some reason, so you were trying to highlight it.
No, it's not.
Okay.
But uh, so we're going to talk about Scott Pilgrim versus the World. This movie came out in 2010. It's got
Correct.
got a bunch of folks in it who you know and love or know and hate. Either way, the star is Michael Cera, or is it Michael Cera? I think it's Michael
I
Cera.
have no opinion in this matter.
Okay. It's also
No
got
horse in that race for me.
Anna Kendrick is in it. The main love interest is Mary Elizabeth Winstead, whose name I enjoy
Correct.
saying. Jason Schwartzman is in it as kind of the big bad guy. Uh, and Kieran
Aubrey Plaza
Aubrey Plaza is
of
in it, and
Parks and Rec fame.
so is Kieran Culkin, who I've never seen in anything else, but is notable as Macaulay Culkin's brother. He plays Jerk.
Well, that kind of brings up to the question I was going to ask you was because I think I've seen Kieran in a good amount of stuff. And I know
Okay.
he's on a successful show on Showtime right now, and he was also doing stuff when he was a kid as well. At what point do you think ever we can that people can say confidently that Kieran Culkin has passed Macaulay Culkin? Is there a possibility that he can? Because I feel like career wise, he was acting when he was a kid too, and he is still pretty successful right now. So I think in career length, he's got Macaulay beat, but I don't think he's done anything that's like Home Alone level or any of those like movies.
I think if we're talking like pure famousness, I don't know that it's possible
Yeah,
unless
that's
he
fair.
landed something that was like, I don't know. I don't know what it would be, but like equivalent to like being in a Star Wars trilogy or like a Raiders of
Sure.
the Lost Ark trilogy as the main star. Then
Mm,
maybe they could be on equal footing, but
it's true.
I don't see it happen.
Mm. Sorry, Kieran.
Kieran. Kieran? I don't know.
I don't know.
Sorry,
Well,
Kieran.
sorry.
We
I
don't
hope
know how
he's
to say your name.
I hope he's listening, but I hope he just skipped over that part so he's not sad.
If you are listening, please contact us. We'll give you a heartfelt apology in person, and uh, I'll give you $3.
Ooh, nice. I'll give two.
Oh,
Bring
okay,
it to five.
great. So,
Oh man.
uh, who else is? Oh, Chris Evans is in
Yes.
as
Yeah.
a skateboarder slash movie.
Movie action star.
Right. So that's enough about who's in it. What is this movie about? So it's about Scott Pilgrim, and he's a guy in his early 20s. He's in a band, and um, he's dating a high school girl, and basically not a whole lot of aspirations going on aside from he wants his band to be successful. And so what happens then is that he meets a young woman played by Mary Elizabeth Winstead, whose name I like to
Ramona
say.
Flowers
Yes,
is her name in the movie.
character's name Ramona Flowers, um, which isn't that the name of like the Ramona and Jesus books? Is that her name, Ramona Flowers?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, well, never mind then. Uh, if you do know, send us a message on Facebook with that key
Yeah.
answer. Well, anyway, so yeah, Scott Pilgrim here meets this young woman, Ramona Flowers, and starts to kind of fall for her, and um, so the movie's about sort of the development of that relationship and uh, and how they kind of get together. There's this weird thing that has to happen, which is he has to fight all seven of Ramona Flowers' ex yes relationship people, and all of that
Yes.
happens in like sort of a video gamey type like uh Street Fighter Mortal Kombat type thing. It's live action, but there's like all these little overlays, like kapows and like um, very graphicked up fight scenes and stuff like that. So that's kind of neat. Uh, and so yeah, he goes through and he fights everyone. The last guy is this guy Gideon Graves, who also like he's some music producer. So the band that Scott Pilgrim is in really wants this guy to give them a contract, which he does, but and then there's a big fight. Then Scott Pilgrim learns about himself, and I won't tell you what happens without spoiling, but
Yeah.
good thing. So yeah, that's it. That's the movie. What did you think, Todd?
Well, first I'm going to explain my song choice intro was Scotty Doesn't Know from the movie Euro Trip, which has nothing to do with this movie, only that the main character's name is Scott. But that movie Euro Trip, as a fun fact, has my favorite cameo ever, which is Matt Damon. If you haven't seen that movie, it's pretty funny, but the Matt Damon cameo is amazing. All right, and
Great.
sidebar. So I really like this movie. I liked it when it first came out, and I think it still holds up. I mean, it's about to be 10 years old, which is crazy to me. But and it's surprising that I like this movie so much because it has some major things against it in my mind of me not being a Michael Cera fan or a Jason Schwartzman fan. I typically don't like much that they're in, and I think they don't ever really go beyond just what they are. Like, people call it acting, but I just don't think they do that. It's just kind of there. I don't know. I'm weird like that. But I'm not I really avidly dislike those two people specifically. But in this movie, I don't. This movie's so weird to talk about because in general, it's a very weird movie. But I think it's kind of one of the almost the perfect movie for our age, Matt. Like, people who remember 8-bit games and Street Fighter stuff and all that kind of stuff. It's like I think age-wise, we're just in a nice sweet spot to get most references in this movie and stuff like that. And also, it's originally from a manga, and I never read it, so I don't know if it follows closely or not to the manga. But that is where the source material is.
I'll do
I have some friends.
a quick
Oh,
translation here. For those who may not know, a manga is a Japanese cartoon book, like a comic.
yes, yes,
I
a
don't really know.
Japanese graphic novel,
Graphic
if
novel,
you
yes,
will.
great.
Yes, good. I was not going to clear that up, so I'm glad you did. I was just going to assume everyone knew what I was talking about.
Many do.
Um, so yeah, I mean, it's. I think it's the fact that this movie's so weird that makes it so special to me. It's directed by Edgar Wright, who did Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, a whole bunch like those kind of movies. Um, the Cornello trilogy is what they're called. Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and World's End with Simon Pegg and stuff like that. So I like most of his movies. This falls into that group of movies that I like. Um, it's just, even though I crap on Michael Cera and Jason Schwartzman, everyone has their part in this movie, and it's the fact that every part is good and weird all at the same time. I think that makes this movie work. Like, if no character is played straight faced, and if it was, it would seem so out of place in this movie because everyone has a quirk, everyone has something going on, and just when you think you figure out the movie, something else comes in. There are times where people have super strength, they could fight, and then other times they're just regular people. It's just so out there it works. Like, I don't really know how else to put it. It's so out there it works. Um, there's and a lot of people were in this movie before they really made it big. Like, Anna Kendrick's in this movie before she skyrocketed. Allison Brie's in this movie before she skyrocketed, and now she's Captain Marvel. Um, there's another person who's in this movie that I can't remember. Oh well.
Who was
So
Allison Brie?
Allison Brie is Scott's ex-girlfriend who's in the band
Oh,
who
oh, oh, oh,
sings.
right. Envy.
Yes, yes, Envy. And Brandon Routh, Superman, is in this movie as the bassist of that band. He was Superman Returns in the movie Superman Returns. So, um, yeah, it's hard. I can't go into true specifics of what I like about this movie because it would be too much, and it would be giving everything away. Like, and I don't want to give anything away because I think what makes this movie so good is you can never imagine what's coming next in this movie, and that's, I think, something really good about it. So I'll just say it's got really great performances. It's weird. If you're not into weird movies, then don't watch this one. If you're into this kind of stuff and you like video games and all that kind of stuff, this is right up your alley, so go for it. So that's where I'm going to end it. Um, the last little input I'll throw in is that this is if you strip the weirdness away, this is a normal coming of age tale movie. But it's done so of like learning about yourself and like growing and stuff like that, like any other hundreds of movies out there like its kind. But the fact that it's so weird is what sets it apart from all the others. And Todd. Matt?
And Todd. Matt, coming on strong. Well, I also like this movie. It is weird, but it's a fun little story told through weirdness.
Yeah.
Um, I agree. It's almost like they said, here's a normal plot line, except for to get from A to B, we're going to take a weird twist and turn and do something that isn't really possible in reality or whatever, and just make it fun. And it is fun. It's a good, fun movie. Um, so some interesting facts for you about this movie that I was able to look up, Todd. One of them
Nice.
is that Kim Pine, who plays the drummer for Sex
Yes.
Bomb,
Sex bombs.
uh, she blinks once in this movie. Only once.
Is that like a thing that was done on purpose? Like just because? Or.
I'm not sure. Someone knew about it enough to like
Oh,
write
man.
it on the internet, but yes, apart from that, she breaks her gaze 3 times. She lowers her eyes twice and has her eyes closed when announcing Sex Bomb for the last time. But that's it.
Interesting.
So if you watch
I
this
like
movie,
it.
look out, watch Kim Pine, watch the drummer of the band, and see if she blinks. See if you can catch her one blink in the entire movie.
That's amazing.
Yeah, pretty interesting. Um, so what did I think about this movie? Um, like I said, I liked it a lot, and I I think that you're right. There's a lot of it has a lot of characters in it, and everyone there is playing their part and doing their part and making this sort of a warm, fuzzy feeling of a movie. Um, and I'm not a huge Michael Cera fan either, uh, but hey, he's doing his Michael Cera thing in this movie, and it works out just fine. Um, so overall, enjoyable. If you haven't seen it, you know, you have to be ready for a little weirdness, but not really a ton. It's not super weird. It's more like campy, I would say.
Sure. Yeah.
Um, it's not like people's heads spin around or anything gross like that, because that's gross, you know, head spinning.
True. As it is. Head
as
spinning
as
gross.
it is. Yes. So overall, I like the movie. You should see it, and that's what I got.
Nice. Well, Matt, um, how many pieces of garlic bread would you give this movie? Um, between 0 and 5. The reason I chose garlic bread because it is one of my favorite scenes in the movie, where the main character Scott cooks dinner for Ramona, and the dinner is just garlic bread, and they're eating, and they're both talking about how much they love garlic bread, and Scott's like, he's like, oh yeah, I could eat it all day, and she's like, except you get fat. And he was like, "What?" She was like, "Bread makes you fat." And he flips out. And he's like, "Bread makes you fat?" And like just for some reason, that scene is so hilarious to me. But anyway, that was probably more information than everyone needed. But yeah, garlic bread's where we're at.
Garlic bread, love it. Yes, it's a good scene. So on a scale of 0 to 5 garlic bread pieces, I'm gonna give this a nice 3.8 pieces of garlic bread. So
Hmm.
kind of high. I think there's a sort of a cap on where you can go with a movie like this. It's never going to be like in the high, super high ratings, but it's
Sure.
definitely a fun movie, and I recommend you watch it. So 3.8 garlic breads.
Nice. Yeah, I think I'm pretty similar. I told myself a 3.9, so that's what I'm going to stick with. Even though how nice it would have been if we had matched up again.
Yeah.
It always feels good when we do, but
Well, we can't force it though. It's got to be
no, I
special every time.
gotta stick with my journalistic integrity here.
Great.
So, yeah, I'm at 3.9.
Okay. Well, that's going to wrap up this episode of Matt and Todd Go to the Movies, where we reviewed Scott Pilgrim versus the World, and
Mm-hmm.
we gave it an average rating of 3.85 pieces of garlic bread out of 5. Um, and yeah, that's what we got. Keep on listening. We'll keep making these podcasts. Thank you for listening.
Da 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 da
Ta-da!
da da da.